Okay, so now I'll show you how to make up a rig to catch most of the fish around Victoria. So we're going to take some of our mono that we have left over. So we're going to need about a metre. Should be about a metre. Obviously, doesn't have to be too accurate here. Okay, so the first knot we're going to tie here is called a loop knot. So we make a nice loop with the line. And we simply do a double knot, just like you're doing up your shoelaces. Nice and simple. So run it through twice, pull it tight, wet with a bit of spit, and nice and tight. Now this is for attaching the sinker to the bottom of the line. We'll cut that little tag off. Okay, so now we have a loop at the end of our length of line. At the other end, we're going to put a swivel. Now this is called a trilene knot. We take the line, feed it through the swivel once, make a loop, feed it back through the swivel again. So we have a loop in the line with the swivel there. Now it's just a simple matter of twisting the line 6 times. And threading it back through the little loops there and pulling tight. Once again, a little bit of spit just to lube up the line. Makes it easier to pull tight. And we have a nice tight little knot. I think that's come through very clearly, but there we go, got a nice tight little knot. So we have a swivel at one end, loop at the next. Just pull. Okay, so now we grab our fluorocarbon line. We're going to want about 20 centimeters, 30 centimeters of fluorocarbon line. Cut that off. Now, this is where it can be a little bit tricky. The fluorocarbon obviously has a bit of a shape to it, a bit of a loop. And we want that to be facing up when it's in the water. So we'll take our line there with the swivel. Let's say we want it about 20 centimeters or so from the swivel. So we've got our fluorocarbon and our main line paired up next to each other there. All we do, just like you're tying your shoelaces again, one knot, go through once, twice, and 3 times. We pull tight. As always, a little bit of spit, pull it nice and tight. We have a nice tight little knot there. Now when we hold that tight, the main line straight, our fluorocarbon is sitting off the main line a bit. I haven't done a good job on this one, to be honest, but we've got a nice leader there. And we've got a little bit of a tag, so we'll cut that off. Cut that off nice and close to the knot. There you go. So we'll do that again. So this is our second piece of fluorocarbon line that I've cut. Now this one we're going to run, if I don't drop it, down a bit lower, close to where the sinker is going to sit. So once again, grab our 2 lines nice and close to each other. There we go. Tie once, twice, 3 times. Moisten, pull tight, and we have another great little knot there. We'll cut that tag off. There we go. So now, where are we? If we grab it by the swivel, at the top there, our sinker dropper at the bottom, we have one little line coming off and another little line coming off. Now, today later on today, I'm going to go and try and catch a little mullet. So they've got a fairly small mouth, so we'll use our smaller hooks. Let me grab 2 of those out. Okay, so we have our size 4 suicide hooks in nickel plate. There's a couple of different ways we can attach these on. We can use the same knot we used for the swivel. So we go through the hook, through the eye of the hook once, and again. So we've got our loop. Go 6 times around. 4, 5, 6. Put it back through the loop, and being very careful, obviously, very sharp hook, we pull that nice and tight. So we get a nice little knot there. Another knot we can tie, I haven't done this one in a while, we'll give it a go. It's called a snell. So to snell the hook on, we run the line through the eye, like so, holding the hook by the eye. Yeah. Now, oops. We want to get a nice little, try and get a little loop. So we'll hold that back there, twist it around, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what we are going to do is we're going to feed that line through there, and we are going to pull that nice and tight. A little bit of moisture there with the tongue. There we go. That hook is on there nice and tight. No, I've stuffed that up. We're going to delete that, I think. There you go. I hadn't stuffed it up, I just hadn't pulled it tight properly. But there we go. As you can see, the line is actually, hopefully if we get it into focus. No, it doesn't want to focus. The line is actually wrapped around the hook. We'll cut that tag. I'll put some pictures and links and what have you to some knot tying so you can practice those. All right, so now we have 1 hook, 2 hooks and a sinker or a sinker dropper. We'll put this to one side. All right, so we've got our rod, line under the clip. Pull the line from the clip. Now the bail arm needs to be open, so the line free comes off, and we just thread it through each eye once. 2, 3, through the top one there. We'll flip the bail arm over, pull the line, and that's not going anywhere. All right, so I'm going to be editing a lot of this. All right, so we have our rig, which is already tied up, ready to go. We need to attach it to our main line. So as we've done this knot before, so through once, through twice, so that it's sitting on that loop. We've got a loop in the middle there, and it's sitting like so. There we go. 1, 2. And sometimes it doesn't want to behave, so we pass that back through the loops, pull tight, moisten, and there we go. We now have give that a trim. Give this one here a bit of a trim as well. We now have our rig attached to our main line, and we're ready to go fishing.